find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. So sit back, relax, and join the conversation. I'm here with my co host, Ms. Francine Gregory, who's reminding us to hydrate. She is our tech diva and real estate entrepreneur. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, keeping you looking beautiful. And we're here with Biz Chicks TV. So if you haven't already done so, get your drink of choice. Water is the preference to hydrate, and sit back and let's have a conversation. How you doing this morning, friend?
I am well. I am doing very, very well.
Good.
And I want to just make sure that I send this out to our groups.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, that's fine. Let me make sure I get in here. Just make sure that.
Yes, you're in there.
Yep, I'm in her. Hey, Brenda. Good morning. And I just wanted to say good morning, everybody. This is going to be an interesting conversation. We're managing resources and opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Managing resources and opportunities. There are a lot of times we get a lot of opportunities that come our way, but do we recognize that they're a good opportunity?
And are we a good steward of the opportunity? When it does come, do we really nurture it and build it into something that could be even more spectacular?
Correct. So, uh, Terry, can you check your audio, see if you're at half, please?
Okay. I'm not loud. Okay, let's see.
I don't know. I'm just hearing a
I
little bit.
can I can take my earphones out.
No. You're fine with that. Just half.
Okay, how's that?
I think you're good.
Okay, good. I just turned it
Yeah,
at a
we're good.
third. I went
I
to a
was
third.
hearing it was coming through.
Okay.
Okay. So the conversation today is managing resources and opportunities,
Mhm.
or opportunities and resources. So what are some resources? Let's look at
Brainstorm.
the definition of some
Oh,
resources.
okay.
Time is a
Mm.
resource. Money is a resource. Relationships are a resource. Those are the major ones. And Facebook falls under relationships.
Yes.
The social media. Okay, so we're talking about managing resources, managing opportunities. So we're going to start with the resources, time. A lot of times we think that we are managing time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. You are managing you, because that 24 hours is coming and going whether you do anything with it or not. So you don't manage the time,
Mm-hmm.
you manage what you do with the time.
Okay. So we're talking self-control, self-discipline, scheduling, activities. What is it we decide to do
With
to,
that time.
with that space, that
That
time and
if
space?
you have that time, just okay. So you're managing your self mastery. You're managing yourself. What are you doing in those slots of time that you have? Okay, so we got 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
We sleep 8-ish.
Mm.
So
Okay.
that leaves 16 hours that we should be managing well.
Okay.
So, are have you written on your schedule what you're doing with those 16 hours?
Mm. Okay.
Because it's kind of like money, which is another resource. If you don't if you don't assign a particular item to the calendar, you're going to mismanage that.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on, friend.
Okay. You're going to mismanage that.
Okay. Well, whatever. Here we go.
You'll
Running.
mismanage that resource if it's not tracked.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's something that you want to do, it needs to go on your schedule.
Gotcha.
It needs to be on our schedule. If we really want to do a particular thing, it should go on the schedule. Why? The schedule is dictating what we're going to do with the 24 hours that we have for the day.
Okay.
Because we know we need to sleep. Okay, so that part's taken care of. But when we wake up and we have our non-negotiable time, what's going on with that non-negotiable time? Are you doing your daily briefing, your prayer and meditation, you're hydrating, you're getting some exercise in, hopefully. There's some standard things that happen on a schedule that I think should be all the time. Hydrate, daily briefing, declarations. What do you say to yourself every morning? Reviewing your plans and your schedule for the day. Industry reading. I need you to keep up on it. If you are the pilot, I think I need you to read the manual of the changes that happen. I need you
Please.
to exercise and working out, having some breakfast, and then going off to work. But those things never change. Those are your non-negotiables. But then when you get into your work routine, what are you doing during those hours? Even if you're working from home, what does that look like? Are you planning for future things? Maybe you needed to do research. Maybe you needed to study on social media for a minute. And I think that should be planned. Learning social media, taking 15 minutes to learn something about Instagram or Facebook or something. You should put that on your schedule every day to learn one new thing about Facebook or Twitter or whatever, because it is a tool that you use to connect with your customers. So you should know how to use the tool. So take 15 minutes and use it, and don't think of it as, oh, that's wasting time. I shouldn't be over there. No, you put that on your work schedule for 15 minutes. That's something that is important, because the world is revolving in and around social media. So if you're deciding that social media, oh, that's just something we're supposed to do for fun, and I really wasting my time doing that, that's not true. You need to spend some time over there during your work hours, and don't let the little thought tell you that it's not important, because it really is, because it's a new communication tool that we need to understand.
Gotcha. Well, now Brenna says it's reminding us of what we planned. She says, I despise being dictated to. Okay, so when we self-plan, we can free ourselves up from being dictated to.
Right. And I'm not seeing her comment come over here on this.
Okay.
So I will put it up, but it's not showing over here.
Oh,
so
great.
whatever.
Yeah, it's not showing I don't have anything in my live comments on this app. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
We got people. Karen's in here today, and
hey, Karen.
Ram Fraser's in here from Scotland. Hey,
Fraser.
And Janice is with us this morning. So we got a number of people in here that are joining in the conversation.
Jay says it's cold.
Yeah.
And Rue is here. Hey, Rue.
And Brenna is here. Oh, Karen is here all the way from Toronto, Canada.
Yeah. So we have Canada, we got Scotland, we've got Oregon, we've got California, and we just want to say thank you all for tuning in live. So managing resources and opportunities. So we talked about time is a resource, money is a resource, relationships are a resource. So the time that we spend, it needs to be accounted for on a plan. Just like the next resource, which is money, needs to be on a plan.
Oh my goodness.
It's called.
I'm so glad Karen's here. Go ahead.
Yes, it is called a budget, a happiness plan, some kind of way you need to track and plan for what you're going to do when the expenses come in. You're not just going to like, oh, money's coming in, but you have no plan for it. Because whatever we mismanage, we will lose. Right, Coach Karen? So if the money is coming in, but we didn't have a plan for it, we really don't know what it came in for. And so
Mm.
you think, oh, I've been wanting to buy that new blah, 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 blah. I'm going to go buy that. And now the need for the thing that you really needed came up, but you didn't have the
Mm-hmm.
funds to buy it because you didn't put it in the plan to purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
So money is a resource that needs to be managed well. And then in order to manage it, you have to track it. You have to have a plan for it.
Yes.
There is no extra money just laying around with no assignment. Every dime has an assignment. What's the assignment? Only you can determine that because you are the one writing it out. Okay, I know I need coaching.
Uh-huh. Janice says it's my husband's job to deal with the money.
Okay. But you still need to know what's going on.
Trust me. Trust me, because one day you may ask and it may be a real surprise.
But you should know what's happening. Everybody should know what's going on with your money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't leave it up to the financial planners. You don't leave it up to other people. You kind of need to know, even if you're not doing the finance, the expense sheets, the what are they called? The Karen can help me out with this. You're the profit and loss statements and all of that, but you should have an idea what's in the bank account and where it went.
Mm-hmm. She says I manage him. Good job, Janice.
Okay. So you are managing well your finances when you track them.
Mm-hmm. But remember, her husband is an accountant. So
right. And when you have a plan for the money,
mm-hmm.
you can manage the plan. You know where things are going. You know that if you're planning on buying a particular piece of equipment, you wrote it in the plan. Okay, I say, for instance, you want to redecorate your room or your office space.
Mm-hmm.
You've been thinking about it. You should write on, because see, we've been talking about projections, writing down in October, I want to redo my office. What do I need? Okay, I want a new desk. You sit down and you daydream and you write out this plan. You have an idea in your head and you write it out. How much is it going to cost for the new desk, for the rug, for the shelving, for the window treatments, for doorknobs, for whatever it is that you wanted to do with that room? There should be a projection. And the budget I have to do this, Coach Karen and Rue will help us out with this. The budget that I have is only $500 to do the room.
Mm-hmm.
That's the budget you set. Now you can set it for more if you want, but write out the plan, because once you write the plan, when the funds come in, you know where they're going.
Okay. Write the vision, make it plain.
And you'll know where those funds are going when they come in.
I think the most frustrating thing is when you don't know where the money went, because you didn't track it. You can't account. It's just like when you don't know where your time went. So let's say you're studying different things about let's say you want to learn Instagram. So you spend like an hour or 30 minutes or something studying Instagram, or you spend the weekend studying Instagram. And then you wake up Monday morning and say, dang, what I do with my weekend? I feel like I wasted my time because you didn't write it down. If you had written it down in your planner or on your schedule or whatever it is you check in on, you would be able to see, oh, I studied blah, blah, blah. I invested time in my personal development. So now I don't feel like, oh, it just time just evaporated because I was sitting on the couch. No, you were sitting on the couch, but you were studying whatever and improving in that area.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So now you feel like you can account for it.
Right. You definitely, you're okay. Your mind is not, what's the word? It's not messing with you.
Yeah, you're not tripping.
Okay, now you're taming the circus.
Yes.
You just wasted time all weekend. Well, no, I didn't.
Yes, because I had a client say to me, oh, I was studying. I don't know where the weekend went. I just feel like I wasted my time. I need to plan better for next weekend. And I'm saying, but you spent the weekend learning this particular app. That was not a waste of time. You just didn't write it down. That's why you feel like nothing happened that day. Okay. So can you see Janice's comments and Brenna?
Brenna said, I would be open to seeing how I can get insight into my schedule challenges for maximizing resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am, we can definitely help you with that, because sometimes an outside eye can show you where things are slipping through the cracks, or where you have time, or where you can better utilize the time that you didn't see before. And we can do that. Jenna says her husband has a spreadsheet for a spreadsheet. He tracks everything.
I love him.
We need to have him come back on the show again too, because it is so important to track it. If you can track it, okay, why do they record things for the annals of history? So that you can go back and see what was done. So maybe we make course corrections. There is a record kept. The United States government keeps a record of everything that happens in the Oval Office, everything that happens everywhere. Somebody is tracking what's going on.
That's right, because the culture says of the government is, if it's not documented, it did not happen. In other words, not written down somewhere in triplicate, it did not happen. Okay.
So documenting, and sometimes we think, I'm running my own business. I don't need to write that down. Oh, I have it all in my head. That's the one I hear a lot.
And see, Brenna, Janice is saying that her husband tracks what he eats, what he spends, and where and what he did with it. I love it. But Brenna says, I need to learn a spreadsheet. I'm thinking the same thing too, Brenna. But then I'm saying, well, a spreadsheet is nothing more than a chart. I know how to make a chart. Girl, you know how to make a chart because you got them kids. I know you have charted out their chores or something.
So a spreadsheet is, you can use Google Sheets, and we'll be happy to, I think we have something called Project 2020 that is coming up. You can take a class and we will sit down with you. It is a half-day class. When you finish, you'll know how to track your stuff. You're going to know how to track it because it's a simple tracking. Spreadsheets can be difficult or they can be easy, depending on how you make it. It doesn't need to be difficult.
And what app you use.
Exactly. And then we're going to give you, okay, because Terry and I do not like convoluted crap.
And I don't know anything much about Excel. Okay. Very little.
But I can tell you how to use Excel to do what you need to do. I'm talking basic Excel, basic sheets, basic numbers. If you're using Apple or Google or Excel, I can show you how to set up, okay, this is happening, and this is happening. And it's just a basic this way and this way. It doesn't need
and that works for me. A chart. Yeah.
It really does not need to be, okay, what happens when this is going on? Okay, I don't need the pi versus two equivalents and trajectories, and I don't need to do all that.
Yeah.
I just need to know tracking my money. Very easy to do. Tracking your money is, okay, what came in today? We have a tracking sheet. There is a book that you can get, and we'll talk about this during the Project 2020. You can get a book. Okay, here's a list of stuff. How much money you brought in today? How much money went out today? It doesn't need to be really
complicated. Please don't complicate this. Michael, Janice is telling us that Michael can teach you spreadsheets if you want to learn spreadsheets with formulas and,
Correct.
X and Y axis and, make it jump over here and, calculate at the bottom and all of that. He can help you with that. Or you can just do it manually.
Right. And I think Brenna is saying tracking everything sounds too much. Tracking everything, you're already tracking it, Brenna, but you're just tracking it in your mind. Tracking is your daughter's feeding schedule. when are you going to take this to the cleaners? We're already doing it. We're just doing it in our head. And then we forget that we did some stuff.
Or we put it in a planner and we don't consider that tracking. That is tracking.
Right.
If you just write it down and account for it. When we say tracking, we mean accounting for time spent, relationship building, finances, whatever it is.
So what we have is
fun.
The planner that I created. It has a place for you to write how much money came in. Okay. It has a place for how much money went out.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. And then you can go back through the planner for 30 days and see how much came in and how much went out. And you can, ta-da.
You can use our lemonade stand because I want to keep it real simple.
And we wanted to be very, very simple. And I'd like my planner to have everything in one. I need to see it all. So if I write down, here's my expenses. I spent $8 at Starbucks. I spent this at Chipotle's. Whatever it is, I'm writing it on there. How much money came in? Oh, I sold. I closed on a real estate transaction today. This is how much came in. I can leave that in the book, in my planner, and know that I can go back to that date when I get ready to sit down and do my financials. I can just go back through my planner and see exactly how much came in and exactly when it went out. We have a place where you can celebrate your wins. Oh my gosh, I talked to 3 new people today. But I would have never remembered that if I didn't write it down. Because a lot of times you got a new client, but you never wrote it down. You talked to them, you did all of the work for the client, but you never wrote the fact down that, hey, I got 3 new clients today. I spoke to a person that's looking at buying a large, whatever it is, or that want my services or signing up for whatever that you have to offer. You never looked at it or never put it down. You didn't track it.
And think about this. I think we overlook the small things, Francine. For instance, if we called 1 client a day for 1 year, we will have talked to 365 clients. We will have touched them at least once during the course of the year.
Right.
To say happy birthday or, hey girl, what's going on? It's the holidays. What you doing? Have you had a vacation? What's happening in your life? We care.
And if you utilize, okay, so the next, because this is the third resource, which is relationships, and we're managing those well. If you do what I'm gonna give credit to Katie Lance, and she does social media for real estate agents. She said, just connect 5. Text somebody, go on their Facebook page or their Instagram page, comment or like something on their page. It tells you when somebody's birthday is there. Once the birthday thing comes up, you can acknowledge them in Facebook, but why not stop and write them a birthday card and send it to them?
Stick it in the mail.
Right. And have them sitting on your desk so you can do that. That's part of what you do. So if for my Norwix customers, I know who they are. Oh, their birthday is today. Send them an email that pops up, happy birthday, or something to acknowledge that. And connect 5. You can connect with 5 people on social media very easily every day. You just go into an account and say, hi. Send them something on Messenger. Hey, I was thinking about you today. Just wanted to say hi. You're out. You can connect 5, connect 3, connect 1. Just connect with somebody and do it every day. And as, like Terry said, at the end of 365 days, you would have had 365 connections.
Points of contact.
To somebody.
Yep.
This is so we're managing the resources, time, money, relationship, And then the opportunities come because you have managed the resources.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to see where you can better work your time. You'll see opportunities that will save you time, aka call TaskRabbit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking up. I'm having some furniture and stuff delivered, and I was like, "Can I put it together myself?"
Are
Yes,
you kidding me?
I can do it. If I sit down and put my mind to it, I'm smart enough to do it. But how much time will that take me to do that? When I can call TaskRabbit or somebody else, have them do it in 30 minutes. And while I stand there and just watch them do it in 30 minutes, put my stuff away. And now I am not wasting hours trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out the diagram. Is this the right screw? But I don't need to do that. My time is better served reading up on my industry,
Mm-hmm.
reading up about the best way to save my buyers money, how to help my sellers get the best that they can for their sale of their home, helping people get into apartments or rentals or whatever. My time is better served for me studying out how to be better at what I do,
There you go.
not me trying to figure out how to fly the plane.
Okay.
That's not my skill set.
I hear you.
Yeah, I can go to YouTube and learn how to fly the plane. Yes, pull back the throttle. And no, you don't want me to do that. You probably want the pilot, the ones who studied doing that.
I feel you.
That's not my skill set. You want me in my skill set. I need to stay in my skill set and manage the opportunities. Now I'm prepared if someone comes to me and says they want to do A, B, C, D, because I've studied in that area, I can give them the best information for them to make a wise decision. But if I'm over here fooling around trying to put the desk together,
Okay.
I'm not helping them because I'm not on my A game. I've been playing with my B game, trying to solve a puzzle over here, when my A game is trying to solve a puzzle that's going to help them.
I feel you.
A lot of times we're doing a lot of good things, but we're not doing the great things that we were meant to do.
There you go.
So, what great things were you all meant to do that you're not doing because we keep piddling around with the good things? Terry told me one time, we're trying to get out of the house on time, but then we start piddling. Oh, I need to put the dishes in the dishwasher. Oh, I need to do this. I'm not managing the opportunity that I have to be somewhere well on time, ahead of time, because I'm piddling. Oh,
And
all of a sudden you see stuff.
yes, and you stop to address it. The thing is that a lot of times we don't know what that piddling is costing us, because sometimes being there early lets you make a contact, or you get served first. Oh, girl, we're just going to start early. You here so early here. We're just going to start early. We don't have to wait. And then you can have your time back and I can have my time back. You know, wonderful things happen.
It affords you another opportunity on the other end because you were early.
And what happened yesterday when you went to get on the freeway?
Oh, yeah. The freeway heading into Davis, everything was backed up going on 80, going out, everything. I was like, ooh, but you can see it. So I'm like, exit right here and get on another path.
And see, when you allow time for things, you can reroute. You know what the navigation thing says all the time? Reroute.
But you can reroute effectively because you gave it enough time ahead of time. You utilize that opportunity instead of breaking it down to the minute. Oh, I know it takes me an hour to get dressed, makeup and everything. Okay. But you still have to drive to the location. And if all of the lights are out on your way out, now you're going to encounter some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can manage you better if you have a standard. Okay, I need to leave an hour ahead of time. Even though if I get there and I have an hour, I can read, I can
Listen to a podcast.
there's a lot of things I could do.
I can stream a movie if I'm just want to zone out to relax before whatever it is that's happening, or I can go over my plan for the event or for the whatever this is scheduled.
So I can prepare. I know my speaking points for when I meet up with this person. So you can do a lot of things just by managing that resource a little bit better. Even the opportunity, you'll have greater opportunities when you manage the resource better. If you're managing money, we talked about where is it on the schedule.
Yes.
Well, you can also, opportunities are going to come for you to get more money. But if you are so bogged down with, I don't know, if because you didn't plan out your schedule, I mean, your budget, your happiness plan, you didn't figure that out, you are looking like somebody said, I think I was teaching a class on smart money management, and I said, so how much money do how much is your debt? Oh, about 300,000. Well, that wasn't accurate. So when they actually calculated, when they sat down and actually opened the bills and calculated everything out, it was well under 150,000.
There you go.
We miss opportunities of where we can pay off something or do some other things because we have this great big monster in our mind that, oh my God, I owe all this, when really you don't. And you didn't know that because you didn't sit down to find out what it is that you actually owe.
Mm-hmm.
You could be surprised. And even if you owed more, you'll have a plan on how to take care of it. But if you don't know the number, how about this? You're going to miss an opportunity. If someone says, I'd like to pay off your house note, what's the final payoff on it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think it's this. Well, what does it cost to pay off your car? Or what does it cost to take care of all of your debt?
Mm-hmm.
And they want to write you a check to pay off your debt. Well, you better know them numbers.
Certainly would be helpful because they may not be as generous when you come back the next day with a number.
You need to be prepared. And it's okay to know the number because you're going to have a plan to pay it off.
Or an opportunity to share that opportunity with someone else.
There
who's
will
willing
be
to do
an
it.
opportunity to get it paid off, but you don't want to miss the window of opportunity because you don't know your numbers.
There you go.
So you need to manage those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the relationship, of course, if you take care of your relationships and understand how people around you work.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things I know I don't need to talk to Terry about because that's not her wheelhouse, and it's not going to even be, don't even go down that road because it's not what she does. So I keep in mind, okay, this is a thing that Terry can handle. She does that for me too. There's some stuff we just not going to do.
Well, we're not getting under the hood of a car. We're not doing.
So you manage the people's their skill set, the people working with you. You may be telling your kid, I need you to paint this and such. Well, that's not, they're not the one that colors inside the line. You probably don't want them painting something. That's not their skill set. Clean up your room, and they see differently. So when they clean up the room, they just pick up stuff and put it somewhere. And when I say clean up the room, I mean organize it, like put stuff in its place, not just pick it up off the floor. Mm-hmm. Well, I need to understand that they see big picture, not detail.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You need to know the personalities and the skill sets of the people you work with.
And I find that my grandsons are different than my granddaughters. My granddaughters, I can give them a list. My grandsons, I can give them one or two things and they need to come back for more direction.
But you,
because
you needed to know that in order to manage their manage expectations.
and to keep me from being frustrated,
Right.
manage my expectations.
Right. Okay. This is not how they work. Okay. I need to say this in a different manner. I need to do this like this, and you'll get a different result.
Yes.
I am thinking, okay, the party people are probably not the people you want planning out stuff that needs to be detailed.
You can say that again. Okay.
And it's okay because you need the party people because they're the one that's going to help with the morale and woohoo, let's do it. And, okay, because that's what they do. But you need to know that about the people that you work with, that the people that are around you every day with your children.
So that when you make assignments, they make sense.
It will keep frustration down so much.
It's likely to get done the way you have thought about it in your mind, planned it in your mind. So, hey, Brenna. Brenna says, put it in its home. I'm failing. I'm failing my boys. Then I'm expecting them to see like me. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, boys, they communicate differently.
Right. And once you understand how each one communicates, then you can give them assignments based on how they communicate.
You can still have the same list. You just don't give it to them all at once.
Yeah. Because there's something I learned with people in general. If there's 3 things that you want done on the list, you give them 1 because the other 2 are not going to get remembered. The last thing on the list is more likely the thing that's going to get done. The other 2 things, they're not.
Exactly. Now, girls, when my granddaughter was 4, she's in the store, they're shopping. She says to her grandmother, let me see the list. She says, now this is the granddaughter, the 4-year-old time. This is a lot of stuff. Do you think we ought to split up and get? She's already managing resources and seeing how to get it done quickly by splitting the task between the team.
But that's her skill set. Which means we have to pay attention to the relationships in our lives. Don't get upset if your husband don't put the stuff in the dishwasher every time. Okay, you can ask, but if he doesn't do it,
is it gonna? Here's the rule. Does it change the check? And is anybody bleeding? Okay.
So you just want to work with them. Okay.
Hey, V, how you doing?
Okay, so they're not going to put it in the dishwasher. Understand that when you come through, the dishes are going to be on the counter. And it's like, okay, so I now need to adjust my attitude, go in there, just put them in the dishwasher, and this is not what they do. Because there are things that you do that they don't get. And you don't, and to you, it's just perfectly natural that we do it this way. But they're like, why didn't you just put the car back in the whatever? We have to be flexible in what we do.
And decide what hill do we want to die on. Do we want to die on this hill?
Yeah, Brenna, I'm with you. You can get very frustrated, or we can choose to change the point of frustration. Okay, I decide not to get frustrated about this. I need to get frustrated about life and death situations, not about stuff going in the dishwasher. Okay, they're not going to do this. I need to figure out another way to keep my sanity. Okay, so I now do laundry on a certain day, and I'm the one that's going to keep the garage and laundry situation the way I want because I know how I want it. And when they see you doing it, they're more likely to go, oh, this is always clean. And they probably will do something a little differently.
Doing it.
But flying off the handle, getting frustrated is not
Well,
going to change it.
well, here's the thing. I'm looking at revamping my office. I'm thinking, you know what? I could have taken control of this resource a lot sooner, and it would have kept down a lot of my frustration in a lot of other areas, because I can feel the calmness coming over me already just because the room is empty, even though the stuff isn't back in yet or organized yet. Just the fact that the space has been reclaimed. You see, but I had the ability to do that. But I didn't take the opportunity to manage the resource. I just got frustrated with the other stuff. And then every time things aren't what I get frustrated about X. You know what I'm saying?
And instead of getting and what I like what you said, and you got frustrated with the situation, and sometimes we get frustrated with the people.
As a result.
Right, but we should be frustrated with the situation, not even frustrated with the situation. Recognize there's something needs to change. It may not be the people, it may need to be my expectations.
And my attitude toward it, so that I can see what I really have.
Right.
And how to use it better.
Right.
Because there's more than enough room in there. I was just allowing myself to just dump stuff because it was a space. I didn't look at it as in the same way.
So we tend to think we may have more space than we think when you clear out a room.
Just like you may have more money than you think when you track it.
When you sit down and actually count it up. Oh, I have more money coming in than I thought.
I'm making money. You know, a lot of times we say, we're not making any money. That's not true.
And Coach Karen calls them sneaky fears and little lies. The lies we tell ourselves. We're not making any money, but what was that check that just went into the bank account? What was this? Mm-hmm. You are making money, but it's also leaving you because you didn't track it and you didn't do something with it.
So now we got tails, lies, and alibis. Bruna says here, yes, I now leave things where they are after I've told them 3 times. Then when I'm tired, I put it on their beds. But I can't see this, but the living
space needs to be presentable. They can have their room the way they want it. Okay. And I wouldn't even, Brenna, there are strategies. Is that a good word?
Yes.
That you can do for that. I would think you tell them one time, there might be a consequence. We have a sit down. If I pick it up, it's liable to go in the trash.
See, I would have a little box. Okay, if I see it, it's going in this box. If you don't check this box, everything in this box is out the door on such and such a day. You understand what I'm saying?
Because you're teaching responsibility now, because in a workplace that there are going to be consequences for not complying. Mm-hmm. If I'm picking up your video game, if I'm picking up your iPad, your phone, whatever it is I'm picking up, and like Terry says, it goes in a box. That box is slated to go out.
It goes in the penalty box or whatever. So you have time to. Did you check where's my so-and-so? Did you check the penalty box? Oh my gosh. Now we got urgency.
Because there's a certain time frame. The penalty box is heading out. Some new child is going to enjoy something.
There you go.
Hopefully that helps, Brenna.
It's a little drastic, but
but it helps
the small things
differently, because it helps you keep your sanity. Okay, it's in the penalty box, because a lot of times we feel guilty about, what if I throw it out? Well, no, they didn't want it.
Mm-hmm. And now they know where to go to look for it, and they'll stop asking you. They'll go check that penalty box first after a while.
And if they don't want it in the penalty box, they'll put it away. You can do this for adults.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe we should do it for ourselves.
Right. The penalty box, it's not put away. Everything, everything should be put in its place. But you have to have a plan for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Seriously, you don't have a plan like your office, because this is your business, right? In your office, there should be files, wherever your files go, everything should be assigned. But if you never take the time to create the plan for what your office is going to be, you'll just keep kind of winging it, like, okay, I'll just put up with this. And you're always going to be frustrated till you do like Terry said, pull everything out and where's stuff going in this office? Do I need all this stuff? Oh,
there you go. Do I really need all this stuff?
Too. I don't need all of this. So once you clear it and decide where everything is going to go and then put everything in its place, now you can breathe a little easier, because now you know where to go find stuff.
Yes.
Like the screwdriver you keep buying 5 times because you never decided where the tools go.
There you go.
Tools go in this box in the garage, or tools go in this box. My tools are in my office because I need to put my hands on them. So I have a nice little flowered box. The tools are in there, screwdrivers, hammer, whatever. It's in this box in the office. Now I'm not hunting all over the house.
There you go. Because you have a designated place. But guys, we have a designated time, and we are way past it. But we love talking to you so much.
Actually, we're only 1 minute
we're
over.
on the hour now.
We're on a minute over. We're a minute over the.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we're good.
All righty then.
So, Brenna, I will call you in a little bit, because I have an idea for you that I think will work for you for something else, not necessarily this conversation. Mm-hmm. And I want to say thank you to Vanessa and to Janice Jordan for popping in, and Jay. Mm-hmm. Jay didn't have so many comments today, but Jay, hey, and Nora Jackson.
Nora was here. Hi, Nora.
Yeah, and Rue was here. Coach Karen was here. Just want to say thank you for everybody.
Frazier was here.
Frazier, we got to talk, Frazier. We must talk. And then you got resources here. If you want to learn spreadsheets, you can learn them. You can sign up for a Project 2020, and we'll give you details about that. Or you can reach out to Michael. You can reach out to Jeff and get in touch with Michael to do it the other way. And I think we're going to have something where we bring Michael in too. So
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Hands-on workshop,
and we might just bring him in for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd rather do that. Bring him in. Okay.
All right, guys. We love you. We'll be here tomorrow with social media and TJ all the way from New York City. So for anyone, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, she's going to talk all things digital marketing and social media. She'll help you with your plan. We're going to continue on with back to basics, because it's back to school. We got one more session that she wanted to finish up on. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. And you should check in, bring a pen and paper, spend an hour with us. It's going to be worth the time. So with that, I want to say thank you all for watching live and on the replay and inviting others to do so. We will talk to you soon.
Okay, guys, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.